Hi friends, this is Ryan from Renewed Health. Hope you're well today. I appreciate you joining us, and I want to talk a little bit today about my choice of red light panel and probably the two best products on the market right now. Certainly two of the most popular products on the market. That's the Platinum LED lights and the Mito red light company as well. So we actually have an affiliate code with both. So just in all fairness, we do get a small kickback from the company. If you choose to purchase something, it also gives you a discount off of the purchase. So it helps us to be able to produce additional content and continue to come to you as well. So, all right, guys, let's talk a little bit about two great lights. So as you may know, both Mito red light and Platinum have relatively new products on the market. So the MitoPro series, which you see here, is the most recent and cutting edge product from Mito red light. This particular setup I have is a 1500 combined with the 750 below. I'll give you a later shot on that here in a few minutes. But this particular product is pretty interesting. So a couple of the pluses that I would say for Mito, the MitoPro is they have, number one, they have the best return policy. Sounds silly to start with, but if you send the product back, there's no restocking fee. Okay. A lot of companies will charge you a restocking fee. So if you purchase something, you're like, I wish I'd purchased a larger unit, and you have to send it back, or you prefer to send it back, they're not going to hit you with a 20% restocking fee. The other thing I would say, and it's unlikely you're going to send it back, but to be all fair on this particular product, it's got 4 different wavelengths of light. It's got 630, 660, 830, and 850. Okay. And what I really particularly like about this, this is why this is my go-to product for myself and for our family, is that the way that those lights are spread is that it's an even 25% across across all 4 of the wavelengths. So they don't say, well, we have 830 and you only have a couple of those lights in there. It's a quarter of the lights. So if you buy the 300 model, you buy the 750 model, you buy the 1500 model, they each have a 25, 25, 25, 25 spread on those 630, 660, 830, and 850. Okay, so I really like that. As a result of them having a really even spread, there's no polka dot effect. Okay, when you've got a really small percentage of lights that are one particular spectrum, well, you might have this part of your body getting, for instance, 830, but the next closest part of your body that's getting 830 is down here. And that doesn't really do much. That's not a great idea. So to get an even spread of the spectrums across your body is certainly ideal. Okay, they're a pretty good value. These products are much more affordable than many on the market. And for what you're getting, the number of LEDs, the wavelength of light, the digital timer, I really particularly like the size of this 1500. I'll come back to that here in a second. Actually, let me just talk with you a little bit about that right now. So if you bought a full body setup, for perspective, my 750 is right down at the foot level, and my 1500 that's up here is right at forehead level. I'm 5'8", okay? So if you're thinking, hey, I'm going to buy one light to cover my entire body, there's Platinum, Juve, Gemba Red, MitoPro, like none of those are going to be full body. You're going to need to have a dual system setup kind of scenario to get you all in one shot. Okay. That being said, this 42-inch panel is substantially larger coverage than a 36-inch panel, which is most standard in the industry. So for a 42-inch panel with 300 lights on it, the MitoPro 1500 is one heck of a product. And if you're only going to be able to afford to buy one panel, that dimension is the most coverage that you're going to get of anything that's going to be in this kind of price range kind of category. So I think that's really nice. Also, I really think that the lens angle on these, the angle that the light actually comes out from, is 60 degrees. Okay, it's not 90 degrees where it's throwing so much out to the side. It's not 30 where you're getting that polka dot effect. It's 60, which I really think is probably the ideal lens angle for a red light therapy device. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the new BioMax 900. Fantastic light as well. In fact, I would say it's a great light. And they made some significant improvements on it versus kind of the last generation. So it's late 2021 for perspective. Generation 2 has just come out on the BioMax series. They have upped the power output. I don't have the exact numbers right now, but I have reason to believe that it's going to be a little bit stronger than what this MitoPro is going to be. But in all fairness, to be fair, your body can only take in so much light in any given time. So an underpowered unit is going to take you a really long time to get the appropriate kind of photon delivery into your body. Too high of a power output light, or if you're standing too close to a really high power output light, it just means that you're just not going to soak it in. Your cells can only take so much in at the same time. But the BioMax 900 is going to be a very significant radiance level for that. We'll have to see kind of what the exact spectrum numbers come in at, because be leery of what any of the manufacturers tell you. You need to see independent numbers. But the independent numbers from a health blogger in New Zealand has come out on the MitoPro 1500, and it's very, very high. So to be fair, even though the BioMax or the MitoPro, one of the two might be slightly higher than the other, I wouldn't make my purchasing decision based on that, on either one of these. Now, I wouldn't also buy like a Huga light or like a Juve light or some of these other lights that candidly are going to have lower power output. I mean, be fair with you, there's just not as good of a value for what you're getting. So these are two really good lights on the market. I do really like the new control panel on the BioMax 900. It's a touch screen kind of scenario, which some of you may want tactical buttons. You can push on and off kind of scenario. This is a very basic digital control panel that you can look at in one of our other videos. But the new BioMax, you can control from 0 to 100% on both the red and on the near infrared. So if you want to, for some reason, drop the infrared down to only 50% output and have the red light up at the 100%, you can do that. I don't know if a situation where I would ever personally do that. So while it's a neat control panel and it's pretty intuitive, does it really add in value? I'll leave that for you to decide. As far as the other components go, both of these lights are really low EMF level kind of outputs, so you're not going to have any concern there. The lens angle that Platinum uses on theirs, they are still sticking to the 90-degree lens angle. I really don't know why they do that. They make most of their lights are grow lights for greenhouses and things of that sort. I don't know if they're just sticking to it because that's what they know is this 90-degree lens, and they've got 20 million of those lenses in stock, or if it's really a scientific reason. Every time that I've used the Platinum light for myself, I've always noticed the polka dot effect. So my thought process is that with that 90-degree lens angle, that you're having a decent bit of it kind of just non-directed, and that could be resulting in the polka dot effect. The more likely reason that you're getting the polka dot effect with the BioMax is that it has 5 wavelengths of light, unlike the MitoPro, which has 4 wavelengths of light. That being said, how do I say this the right way? So on the 810 frequency, which is a great frequency for neurological benefits and things of that sort, on the BioMax series, they only use 5% of the 810. They only use 5% of the 830. And they use 40% on 850. Okay? And the same thing goes for the other for 630. For 630, they only use 10% of those. So if you think about a light that has 300 LEDs or 300 lenses like this, on the BioMax, BioMax 900, you have 15 of the 300 that are 810. Okay, so you might have one here. You might have another one here. You might have another one here. I kind of view that as taking a really good herbal supplement and sprinkling in a little bit of particular ingredient so you can say it's included on the label. I wish they had done that differently, with that being said. So I love the fact that they've boosted the power output. I like the fact that they've made the control panel better. I like the fact that they've kept EMF levels low. I really wish they had given a more generous dosing of 810 and 630 and 830 and spread it more evenly. Or maybe even put the 810 at the top of the panel to where you're getting more of the neurological benefits of the 810 frequency closer to your brain. But it is what it is. So you have to decide, is 15 LEDs that have 810 in it, or would you prefer to have on the MitoPro 75 of each spectrum of light, 75 lenses of each spectrum of the light? You can see which unit I'm using. So if company had given me one of these for free, which no one has, by the way, then I just use whatever they gave me. They're both going to work, okay, to be fair with you. Any good red light therapy device is going to get, you're going to get results. So what you're going to spend your hard-earned dollars on, that's for you, for you to decide. All right. In addition to that, let's talk a little bit about one other facet, and that's size. So I'm going to give you a sense of size here. So this is a 750 and 1500 put together. All together, it comes out to 64 inches. Okay. So I could raise this off the floor a little bit, but I actually want to get some on my feet and lower part of my ankles as well. But many folks are just going to raise it up, and you're still going to get some, not directly, but some kind of offshoot under your feet if you're taller than I am for some situation. Okay. Now, the same situation, on the platinum side, here's the situation. The 900 is 36 inches. Okay. So if you bought two 900s, which would be significantly more expensive than a 1500 and 750 MitoPro, two 900s would be 72 inches. Okay. That it would be, a good bit of distance greater. However, the difference in cost is going to be right at about $500 more to do that with two 900s than it would be for a 1500 and a 750. Okay. Now, if you bought a 900 and their smaller panel, the 450 from Platinum, that would come to 55 inches. Okay, which is a good bit shorter. That you really don't have a full body coverage for most adults with a 900 and a 450, and the price on that would be right at the same price, give or take a few dollars, of the 1500 and the 750. Okay, so depending on your height, now in all fairness, on the Platinum lights, they're a little bit wider. So if you're a wide body person, you're a shorter, more significant person than I am, you may welcome the additional width of the Platinum. Okay, so there's options. For myself, I'm a pretty thin guy, pretty trim. Again, this is the light that I went to. So, so as I said, I think as you're kind of looking at both of these panels, what I would do personally, I'd take advantage of the zero restocking fee on the MitoPro. I'd go with the MitoPro and see, hey, what do I think? Buy that. If I didn't love it, I'd probably would order the Platinum LED light. See if I love that. If I did, then send back the MitoPro. I mean, you could test it out that way for sure, and might be a good option. If you don't have that extra cash that you can play with and float for a little bit of time, make your decision. Hopefully, some of this information is helpful for you, and you're going to get a great light out there. I don't want to talk ill about other companies on the market, but I will tell you that there are lights out there that are not nearly as well designed as the Platinum and the Mito. The MitoPro and the Platinum, their spacing between, the distance between their actual LEDs is, it's not nearly as widespread out. Okay, so if you look at some of the other products on the market, they'll have a total less number of lights on a similar size panel. It just means you're going to have less photon exposure. Okay. Does it make much difference on the 5-watt LED or a 3-watt LED? So MitoPro uses a 5-watt. The Platinum uses a 3-watt. You can drive a 3-watt pretty high on power output. You can drive a 5-watt at pretty low on a power output standpoint. I don't think it really makes a difference, to be fair with you. Both the lights are going to be putting out a similar level of intensity. And but it is certainly real that there are 5-watt LEDs and 3-watt LEDs, but no red light company that I know of is pushing it to the full wattage. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's a marketing thing that makes just your decision confusing. So don't get caught up in that. But there are a lot of lights on the market that have high amounts of flicker. Again, I think that might be overstated as far as the significance of it. The Platinum and the MitoPro are going to be pretty low flicker. Your EMF levels are going to be pretty low, and your power output's going to be pretty high on both of them. very similar setups. They're modular, so they connect in together. They all come with this pulley type of setup here at the top, so you can raise and lower it down. All right, guys, I hope this is helpful. I don't want to go on for too long here, but feel free to use our discount code. Feel free to call us if you have questions. Look, we talk to customers real time, and we'll be happy to help you if you're trying to come across what to purchase as far as the premium red light and near infrared light device on the market. So, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.